Hey everyone, welcome back to the Python 02 Hero series. In session 2, we will work on Python data types and let's jump in. So let's create a new notebook. For that, right, we just need to click on this new button and then click on Python 3. And now let us discuss about data types in Python. So as I said in previous session, so we have hash which is used to comment some lines. Okay, okay. So in Python, everything is an object. So if you're creating a variable, if you're creating a function, right? So everything is treated as an object. Let's explore core data types we use regularly. So, so let's say if you want to create a string variable, string object, so we can give something like the variable name equal to followed by some name. And here, if you want to identify the type, so it's very simple, type of name. This will give you the type of this particular variable. So basically in Python, right, so this particular data types determine what kind of value we are working with and what operations can be performed on them. So a string, a string is a sequence of characters enclosed in quotes. Okay, string is a sequence of characters which is enclosed in quotes. You can use double quotes or you can also use a single quote as well. So both works same in Python. So this is also a string variable. So strings are immutable, which means once created, they cannot be changed directly. Okay, so when you are creating these strings, right, so they cannot be changed directly. So if you want to access any character using index from the string variable, right, so you can do it. So let's see how to implement indexes on top of string variables. Let us say if you want to get the first character of name variable, right, so here we have name, right, so if you want to get the first character, it's very simple. So we just need to pass 0. Indexes will start from 0. So here the first character is A, right? So if you want to get the first character, then you need to give something like this. Name within the rectangular braces, just pass the index position. So it is 0. So this is how you can extract the elements from the string. I mean, like each and every character of the string. So if you want to do slicing, right? So still you can do it. So it's very simple. If you want to do slice, right? So name of uh, you just need to pass the starting index and uh, the end index. So remember, uh, so whenever you are doing slicing, right? So the first value which you are passing is the start index position, and the next one is the last index position minus 1. So here, if you consider Alice, right? So it is start. It has 5 characters. So so when you start with 0, 4, the index position of 4 should be E, right? So that will won't be considered whenever you're implementing slicing like this. So it will start, I mean like here we will provide the start position and here, right? So end position minus 1. So that's how you can do the slicing of the string. And if you want to concatenate something, right, so we can use plus. If you want to concatenate something, we can use plus. Let us say we have an another string, greet, string variable. Okay, so greet something like hi. And now we have hi in greet variable, and we have Alice in name. And if you want to concatenate both these variables, right, it's easy. Greet plus name. So you can see it just got concatenated. If you want to provide some space between hi and Alice, you can do it. So this is how you can concatenate string variables. And now let's discuss about integer variables. Integers are whole numbers. So these are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So 1000, 2000, 3000. Okay. So which does not have decimal points are called as integers. And let us create a integer variable age equal to some 25. So this is an integer variable. Age is like a integer variable here. So Python handles arbitrarily large integers, which means you can work with very big numbers without overflow. So now let's say if we have two integer variables. Okay, let's take inc equal to some 2. So inc is also a variable of type int. If you want to do addition, right? So addition of these two variables, you can still do it by using plus operator. So age plus inc. Python would automatically consider these two variables as integers, and this plus operator will act here as an addition operator. Okay, it will act as an addition operator. Just remember, Python will automatically identify the type of variable and do its operation accordingly. Now let's discuss about float. Floating point number, right? So floats are numbers with a decimal point, like 3.14, 2.5, 1.5, right? It can be a negative number as well, like minus 10.25, something like minus 1.25, right? So let's create one variable, price equal to 99.99. So now here we have the decimal point, right? So we call this as like uh, float data type variable. And floats can sometimes behave a little weird due to the precision limitations. For example, right, so let's do zero point 0.1 plus zero point 0.2. See how it is displaying. So you got like lot of precision here. Okay. So sometimes it might behave weird, but still, right? So uh, uh, right? So float in Python will give you the decimal point number as an output, or like it will hold the decimal point number. Okay, so now let's jump into Boolean. So Boolean represents either true or false value. It contains either true or false. They are used mostly in implementing some logics or doing some comparisons, and if you have some control flows, right? So at that time we use that control flows. We will look when we are going to the sessions wherein we discuss about if, when, if, or while, or for loop, right? At the time we will go through the control flow statements. So let's create one Boolean variable, something like is active. Okay, so true. Okay, so now is active is of type Boolean. Okay, so now, right, so if you want to do some casting and all, right, so casting and all will work here as well. with booleans as well. Let us say if you are converting is active to integer value, right? So we can do something like this, which is nothing but true is represented as 1 and false is represented as 0. Just remember that. Okay, booleans are actually a subtype of integers. Okay, so booleans are actually the subtype of integers. So of integers. Okay, so wherein true means true equal to 1 and false equal to 0. And now let's discuss about list. Okay, so very important. This is like a data structure. So list is nothing but it's an ordered mutable sequence. Ordered mutable sequence. So a list will hold multiple values in one variable. Okay, a list will hold multiple values in one variable. It's ordered, changeable, and it will allow the duplicates as well. Okay, so we have to remember this definition. A list is an ordered mutable sequence. Next, we will discuss about tuple. At the time, we will understand the differences. Now, let's create one list variable. Okay, we have fruits. So in this, right, so let's add some elements like apple, uh, banana, and something like cherry. Right, so basically, if you want to add items, right, so to this particular list, right, at the time we have some other functions which we'll use to add new elements to this particular list. So first of all, let's see the type of these fruits. So here we go. The type of fruits is list. Now, if you want to add any item to this uh, fruits, right? So we can use append method. If you want to remove an element from the list, you can use remove method or pop method. And if you want to do some modifications, right? So based on index, we can still do the modification. Likewise, we discussed about indexing concept in strings, right? So it will work with list as well. Let us say if you want to extract the second element in this list. Okay, so fruits of 1. So this will give you the second element in the list. Let's say if you want to append another fruit, right? So in that case, fruits dot append, and you can pass the value, something like grape. Okay. Now the new fruits list variable will contain these grapes as well, right? So if you want to remove element from this fruits variable, right? So we can use remove, right? We can use remove. Okay. So remove takes one argument. Okay, it means we have to supply one argument here. Let's pass two. Oh, sorry, three. My bad. So to this remove function, right? So indexing will won't work. So we have to pass the actual value. So actual element which is present in the fruits list. So here what it is saying is list dot remove of x. X is not in list. It means this 3 is not there in this list. That's what it is telling. So let's pass grape. Okay, let's remove grape. Let's remove grape. So now if you execute it, right? So within this fruits element, so grapes got removed. Likewise, if you want to do any update, right, you can still do it. Before that, right, so let's discuss about pop as well. Fruits dot pop. So this will just remove minus one element. So which is this one. So we'll discuss about minus one element. Okay, so now fruits will have only two elements, right? So now discuss about indexing. Okay, so if you want to get the first value, a first element in the list, you can just use fruits of 0. You'll get the first element in the list. Now if you want to use the last element, right, if you want to use the last element, let's say we can still use -1. Okay, we can still use -1. So when you are using pop, what will happen is, whichever by default, whichever is there in the last position, right, so that will be removed. Okay, that will be removed, that will be removed. Okay, so similarly we can create a list uh, with a mixed elements as well. Okay, with the mixed elements we can still create the uh, list. So mixed underscore list, which means it can have like multiple data type elements, like one. Okay, so hello. Okay, so true, and some other float value. So this can be done. So you can see the type of mixed list, still it is list. And if you want to update uh, any any element in the list, okay, any element in the list, in that case we can still do it by using indexing. And let us say if you want to update uh, first position, I mean first index position element in this list. Okay, so from banana to cherry, right? So you can still do it. So this would actually change the banana to cherry. Okay, this particular code. Now if you see the fruits, right? So the elements in the fruits, it is like apple and cherry. And similarly, we can also create the ordered uh, immutable sequence, so which is nothing but the tuple. Tuple is an another data type. Tuple is an another data type in Python. So this is still ordered and immutable sequence. Okay, so tuples are like list, but uh, if you are creating a list once, right, you can change it, but tuples you cannot change. So if you are creating a tuple, then it is fixed. You can't change them after creation. Okay, so let us say if you have some variable like this, okay, tuple, my tuple, and when you're creating the tuple, use angular brackets, something like 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Okay, so if you see the type of this my tuple, it is tuple. So remember how we create tuple or a list. List can be created with rectangular brackets, but whereas tuple can be created with angular brackets. Okay, so let us see if you're trying to change any element in this particular tuple. Okay, so before that, right, so like indexes will also work with tuples. Okay, so if you want to extract an element which is present in index position 2, right, so it will work. Okay, so we have 3 here, 3 in the index position 2. So let us say if I want to update the element in this particular position. Okay, I want to update it like some 7. See what it is saying. So tuple object does not support item assignment. Okay, so you cannot actually change the individual elements in the tuple once you create. So the Python shell does not accept it. Once you created a tuple, you cannot change it. You can change it only after recreating the new tuple. It means, so you have created this tuple, right? So you have to create a tuple like this. Okay, you have to create a tuple like this. Then only you can change the elements in the tuple. And now let's discuss about dictionaries. Dictionaries. Okay, so dictionaries are key value pairs. Key value pairs. So a dictionary is like a real world dictionary. Okay, words and their meanings, something similar to that. In Python, it's like a key value pair. Let's see how to create a dictionary. Okay, let's say I have a student variable and I would like to uh, create a student dictionary. So to create a dictionary, you need to use this type of braces. Okay, flower braces. So I have name and ls and I can provide age. Not mandatory to provide this ends, so you can also write the content in the same line. And is enrolled, something like true. Okay, so here, right, so we are using flower braces and we are just passing the values as key and values. So to this student variable, right, so we can, in this particular student variable, right, so the name is Alice and age is 20 and is he enrolled or not, is enrolled, which is the value is true. So now let's execute this and see the type of dictionary. So here it is, dictionary. So dictionaries are like unordered and they are mutable. You can change it. So if you want to access the name of this student variable, so we can just access it by using key. We can access it by using key. If it is a list or tuple, right, so we access it by using the index position, but dictionaries we will access it by the key. So okay, so now let's if you want to change it, right, I also said that we can change the uh, uh, values, okay, within the keys. Okay, so if you want to like whenever you're creating any dictionary, right, so the keys should be unique. The keys should be unique. So here the keys are name, age, is enrolled, right? So these should be unique. And the values are ls, 20 and true, right? So these are the values. And if you want to access any value of this particular key, so you can still do it by using uh, the statement like this. Okay, so student within this open bracket and close bracket, we need to pass the key name so that you'll get the value. So there is also another method. So we can also use student.get method. So which will give you the value. Uh, the difference is, let us say if you have student, I'm like, let us say if you are using, if you are trying to call uh, some other key which is not there in the in that existing dictionary. For example, right, in student we have name, age, and is enrolled as the keys. Okay, let us say if you are trying to call some city. See, you got an error. Okay, see, you got an error. Okay, so what it is saying, key error city. City is not there in this student dictionary. Now, let us play with get. So if you want to get some value which is, I mean, like that key is not at all present in student dictionary, right? So still you want to get that value, right? So in that case you can use this get method. So you see there is nothing got printed here, but still it didn't got uh, an error. Okay, so we didn't got an error. So if you want to like whenever you are working on the real time, right, so we will mostly use get instead of this index. So if you are unsure about the keys, right, in that case we can use get, so that the program will won't end abruptly. And if you want to assign some other value uh, to the keys, right, so we can still do it. So let us say I want to change the age of Alice. Okay, so right, so I can still do it. Now the age of Alice is 25. Likewise, if you want to add a new key value pair, you can still do it. So let us say if I want to add the city, okay, I can still do it. Now we have assigned a new key value pair here. Okay, so new key value, which is city and Hyderabad. So if you want to remove a key value pair, we can still do it. So let us say I want to remove is enrolled, right? So in that case, I can still do it by using del keyword, del followed by student, and within that, right, so I need to pass the key. So sorry, is enrolled is the key. Done. So now the new student dictionary does not have is enrolled. So this is one way. You can also use pop as well. Something like student.pop. Within this, right, I need to pass the key. So let's say I want to remove the city. Done. Now the new student dictionary will contain only name and age. Okay, so that's all about dictionary. And now let's discuss about sets. So sets are like unordered collection of unique elements. Okay, sets are unordered collection of unique elements. So list is uh, like an ordered uh, collection of mutable sequence, whereas tuple is ordered immutable sequence, and sets is unordered collection of unique elements. It means when you're creating a set, it should contain the unique elements. So let's create a set. So let's create a set of colors. So we will use this flower brackets when we are creating sets. Something like red, red, green, blue, red. Okay. So remember here I am passing red again. Okay. So see how it will behave. Before that, let's see what is the type of colors. So the type of colors is set. So now let's see what is there in colors. So see, even if we are providing red for 2 times, it is just ignoring the second red, and it is just providing just keeping only the unique elements, only unique elements. And if you can see, right, so it is not following the order. So it means it is like an unordered collection of elements. So if you see list and tuple, right, so whatever the insertion order you have provided, right, whatever the insertion order you have provided, right, so it is preserving the insertion order. Okay, it is preserving the order actually. List and tuple will work in the same way. It will just preserve the order. But of course, list and tuple differ in mutable and immutable, which means tuples, right? So we can tuples is immutable, list is mutable, which means you can change the elements in the list, but in tuple you cannot do it. And sets is like it's like unique elements. Okay, so we can just have only unique elements within the sets. So basically in real-time use cases, right? So whenever you have some list or tuple, right? So if you want to remove the duplicates, right? So in that case, what we do is we do the typecasting. We'll convert the list to set so that, right, automatically the duplicates will get removed. So I would like to conclude this session. I think it's a great session. So we have discussed in detail about each and every data types present in Python. And in the next session, right, so we'll see how we can actually take the input from the user and create some basic functions. And we'll also discuss more about operators. If this helped you, give a like to this video and share with your friend. And don't forget to subscribe for more beginner friendly Python lessons. See you in the next one.